This is the award-winning in-wheel time car talk show. Just ahead, NHRA Top Fuel pilot, team owner, and four-time world champion, Antron Brown.
All right.
Also, I'll give you my thoughts on driving the 2024 Chevy Equinox EV. Jeff has the Motor Minute, and that's all coming up on this segment of the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. A 2-hour extravaganza.
What?
2-hour extravaganza.
Okay.
Well, last I looked, I guess it's a little less than 2 hours now because we ate up about 41 seconds. Mr. Mars, how are you this morning? What are you doing down there?
I am doing wonderful.
Well, we'll be the judge of that.
Well, that's what I read on the bathroom wall at Bucky's coming in this morning.
Oh, there's no writing on the walls in Bucky.
Do you have Antron yet?
It's coming in now.
How about that? No, he just literally.
Timing.
He just literally popped in. He just literally.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to make sure because, Mars was over there picking something.
Yep.
A scab. I don't know what it was. But anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, the reigning world champion, NHRA Top Fuel, man about town. Here he is, Antron Brown. Antron.
Wait, Antron's.
Hey, brother, it's good to see you.
He's muted. Hold on. He's got
to unmute. Did you unmute your computer?
He's getting there. He's getting there.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Are we in the kitchen or are you in the clubhouse?
Whoops. There you go.
He's muted again.
You're muted again. So you tell me when you're ready to go.
He's got it under control.
Yeah.
Here we go.
He can drive a Top Fuel dragster, but that computer thing,
10,000 horsepower, but that computer.
Morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing, fellas?
Well, we're doing fine. Did we wake you up? Did we get you out of bed too early?
Well, I could use probably about 3 more hours. No, just still playing with you. I'm always up and ready. It's all good. Just been a little under the weather.
Oh, boy.
Over the holiday, brother. After the PRI show, I got hit pretty hard with a sinus infection. So recovering from that, but doing good. Doing good. How's everybody else doing?
Well, we're doing just fine down here. I have to ask you, are your arms a little tired?
Why is that?
For carrying that big trophy that you just won at the end of the 2024 season. Yeah, brother. I want to know what's that like? You cross the finish line at 330 miles an hour, and then you go, I did it. I won it. Now here comes all the excitement, all the cameras, all the people around you. They give you the big trophy. What's that feeling like?
It was one of those deals this year where totally unexpected. I think it was unexpected for everyone. Like nobody was like, all right, this is mine. They know they had to earn it. And when you looked at it, it was 6 different teams that had a chance to win this championship. And man, when it came down to that final day, we had Justin Ashley first round. So we're like, all right. And we're able to get it done and get past him. And our team looked at each other and go, man, well, next round he got Sean Langdon. Right? So you go, whoever wins this round takes the points lead. Then you get through that round, and I'm talking about we both shook the tires. We just shook them later down the racetrack. He spun them. We shook. And
did you have to pedal it?
Oh, yeah. I pedaled it like 5 times, and then my crew chief
Wow.
and then finally shut me off because he was dead in the water, so he didn't want to see me blow the car up. So I'm looking. All right, we're here in the semifinals. Got Brittany Force. If we win this, we win the championship. But Doug Collette is still in. If we lose that round, Doug goes to the final round. He wins the race. He's the champion again. So you're like, so all of us, man, we just kept our head down. And the only thing I could say is that our team was really poised. Brian, Mark, Brad, Oliver, Matco, Lucas Oil Boys, Toyota Boys, we got in that zone where we've been here before, and we just got to do what we do. We can't let the feelings and our emotion get the best of us. We just got to take it one round at a time. If it's meant to be, it's going to be. It's always written, as Brian says, and we just kept that faith. And, man, we got through that round, and we were just trying to race smart. And it went our way. We didn't want to overstep our bounds. We tried to run a 65, 66 second round. and it didn't work out for us. So we got to that semifinal round, and we just need to go down track and do what it takes. And I think we ran a 69 or 68, and Duck ran a 68, and we both just did what it took to win that round to get to the final. And once we got to that final, brother, we was popping. We were like celebrating, but we're like, we still got one round left. Let's just go out and win this last final of the year to try to make it happen. And for us, that's the way it all fell out. It was one of those storybooks that we were glad that we lived it, but while we're going through it, we were all messed up through the whole time. We were like on our toes, dancing all around, going crazy, and it was definitely stressful, but it was definitely worthwhile. And that's what makes our sport what it is today, for sure.
Well, man, you have come such a long way since you bought the Don Schumacher team and did this on your own. And, that has got to give you a huge sense of accomplishment and thankfulness and all of the emotions that go along with that. Because let's face it, I mean, that's not an easy task for anybody. And even though you had success working for Schumacher, and prior to that, in Pro Stock Motorcycle, you're a successful guy. But I can't think of any other racer racing a car that you race all the time, accomplishing what you've done since you've taken that team over, because it wasn't an easy jump for you. I mean, it wasn't success right out of the box.
No, it wasn't. And but the one thing I learned a long time ago before I started this is that I had the idea to do this years ago. Like, this has been a dream of mine I was on a pro stock bike team a long time ago. But what I learned over all the years is that it was never just me by myself. You have to do it with the right people. That's what made DSR so successful. But getting everybody to come together, I was doing it for us, is putting us in a situation where we control our own destiny. And that's all the people that are at ABM. We all came together, and I just went out on the note to go, we're going to do this for us. And when we all got together, we make these unbelievable things happen. And I surrounded myself by great people that make it happen. And I really do put the people first. That's what makes ABM, is all of us together.
Well, that energy flows between everybody. You can't have one person not on the team, but maybe there. I mean, you all feed off of each other, and you're the chief operator there and the driver, and you kind of keep it all together, because you would not have those people, I have a feeling, if it weren't for Antron Brown and the camaraderie that you bring with you. I mean, people love to be with you, and it's not really working for you, it's working with you.
That's part of the leadership.
Yes. And I think for me, that rope throughout this whole journey, this is our third year with ABM, is that we found out when you get the right people on your side and they're pulling that rope with you, you can go from pulling a fence over to actually tugging and pulling a mountain over.
Yeah, pulling them out.
And you get what I mean? And I've learned that in a very short time with ABM, because trust me, we went through our trials and tribulations. We had people there, and the people were good people, but some of the people weren't the right fit.
Yep.
And that was the toughest thing for me, because you always think that you can always, you want to inspire people to be the best version of themselves, to grow. If you can make people be better and do things they've never done before, bro, that's when the special things start happening.
That's exactly right.
You've got youngsters involved in racing, and what a role model Dad is for this. What an opportunity for them to get guidance and to understand what to do and when to do it. That's incredible.
Yes, and that's why, if you look at our team, we're made up of, like, I think about 70% of it has been guys and girls that's been out here for a long time, and the other half are fresh newbies that we brought in on internships, that have the want to, that have the hunger, that wants to drive. And then when you bring those two levels together, man, it shoots up, because the energy of the youngsters coming in and then the energy, like the experience and the knowledge of the people that's done it for a while. The youngsters bring the energy, and it raises the experienced guys and gets their energy bubbling up because they see the excitement and they remember what they used to be like when they were young. And then you see the youngsters, they want the experience and crave for the knowledge. And when you mix it together and they mend together, brother, watch out. And when I looked at our team this year, and I looked back and saw the synergy, the way it was working back and forth. And when we went through the hard times, don't get me wrong, we had some races we lost first round. We have races we lost first round. The next race we will win. Then we go to the next race and lose first round. Next race you win. Like we go from the highs of high to the lows of lows. You get what I mean? Mm-hmm. But what made the difference for us is that we never got down. We never beat ourselves up. We learned from every angle that you can learn from, and it helped us get to where we're at right now. And at the end of the year, it helped us hold that championship up in the toughest field of Top Fuel that I think that ever was, period.
So let's talk about 2025 coming up. Mm-hmm. We're here now. What is the team doing? Are they taking this week off and going back to work next week, or how's that work for you guys?
We've been the main basis of our operations been off from Christmas until Monday of next week.
Yeah.
But we've had several of the guys that stay in town and girls, because we have gals on our team too, that they've been in office between Christmas and New Year's too, just not because they have to, because they wanted to. And they're just getting ahead. We're working on things. We've got a brand new car that's going together. We've been working on the A-Fuel operation with the MBR boys for Angel with the Hankster's car. And we've been going back and forth nonstop. We have plenty of projects going on, and we're getting ready for this test that's coming up in the beginning of February, that Pro Superstar Shootout race down there in Braden, Florida. And of course, I've been down there with the Drag Illustrated Pro Mod races. We're coming up with the U.S. Street Nationals pretty soon with the Pro Mod car, and then we'll be back down there at the end of February for the World Series of Pro Mod too. So it's like we've been nonstop, and you can see I've been on the mend. I'm starting to feel better now. My voice ain't all there yet, but
that's what we do to people. We make them better.
Yeah, that's what we have. That's our effect on people. Yeah. The Angel Sampey thing is truly amazing in itself, and she's stomping at she's ready to go, brother. You know that.
Oh, and she's a firecracker, brother. She's got a lot of energy, a lot of juice, but she brings a lot of excitement to the sport, and she has a huge fan following. The coolest part, when we used to race against each other in Pro Stock Bike, I'm just going to put it out there because I want to state it, because if you go on my website, it's going to get out there sooner or later. She has a stat that she's telling people that we've been in 11 final rounds on Pro Stock Motorcycle, and she beat me 9 times. so I got that. And I didn't understand why she was calling me. It was like a couple days after Christmas. She goes, "Hey, I got something I got to tell you about." I'm like, "What? Like, what?" She goes, "I saw your website. You have a stat." I'm like, "Really?" And she told me that stat. I said, "Oh." I looked out, closed my eyes. I said, "Lord, let's get her in a Top Fuel car so I can even that
up." Oh, my goodness. Well, we've had her on the show many times, and she kind of hinted at this new venture that you two have got going, and we're really excited about it. So when is the Top Fuel debut of her team?
Well, that's what we're working on right now. So what we've done this next year, what people's going to see is going to be really interesting. We took one of our Top Fuel cars and made it into an A-Fuel dragster this year with the Hanksters. And so it's going to be the first enclosed driver compartment car for an A-Fuel dragster.
Wow.
And what we're doing is we're just getting her used to where it's the exact same car she'll drive when she drives Top Fuel, controls all in the same place. And hopefully this year here, we just got to get the sales team up on the sailing side and get a really good partner to participate, because we would like to put her in at least 4 Top Fuel races this year as a game plan. We're going to try to. So we're going to work on that as hard as we can. And then hopefully my goal is 2026 is to definitely have her in a Top Fuel car and make the switch where just to work hard to find a really good partner to come on board that wants to launch that program. And we're close on a few of them, but we just got to get it. We got to get those contracts inked and signed and get the money coming in so we can make it happen. She's ready. We have all the necessary people in place, transporters in place, and we already have a Top Fuel car that's already built. So we've done our due diligence on that side. We just got to get the funding in place to make it happen.
Do you have a favorite track you like to race at? They're all a quarter mile or 1,000 feet in your case.
Yes. I think one of my favorite tracks to race at, I like racing at all of them, but two of my favorite places to race at is Sonoma, California, and Norwalk, Ohio.
Really?
Yes.
The Norwalk, Ohio, that surprises me. Why?
Well, if you ever been there, the Bader family does things that are unreal at their racetrack. It's kind of like, do you ever remember if you're a little kid? A lot of kids don't know it now because you don't see them around no more. Remember you used to go to Barnum Bailey Circus?
Yes,
as
of course.
a kid?
Yeah.
That was a huge thing. Everybody loved going there. You go there, you see the American flags, you see all the excitement with different events and different things going on. That's what Bill Bader brings to the entertainment series no matter where you go. He brings all the excitement to you when you go to his races. And he does an incredible job. We just don't race there. We go to the Night of Fire there. We go there twice a year. And you go there for the one day, you have that place packed out with 60,000 people in one spot.
Nice.
And he's got things going on like you wouldn't believe. Jet trucks, jet cars, the nitro cars, the pro mod cars, the dump car, every kind of vehicle entertainment value, and you're coming there for a show. I get to go there and do a John Force burnout. I go there and burn out the half track. The fans go crazy. And I think when I go to that track, whether we're racing a national event or we're doing a Night of Fire, it just brings that type of excitement because his showmanship that he brings out.
Well, we're really excited for you in the 2025 season. You know, you don't have any bigger fans than us here at the In Wheel Time Show, and we sure appreciate you joining us today. And get well quick.
Yes.
And we'll be keeping up with you starting in Florida, I guess, here in a couple of weeks.
Yes. We'll actually be there probably about 3 weeks. We'll be in Florida.
Love it.
Down.
Yeah. Well, Antron, it's great to talk to you, my friend. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're doing well. Ride that pony all the way, brother, and let's make it another championship season back to back.
Absolutely.
Well, we're going to work on it. We're going to give it all we got, and our main focus is to get better. So if we can get better from where we're at, we should be in some good shape. But the competition's getting better too, and everybody's running really, really strong.
Well, you got a target on your back now,
brother. Everybody's got targets as good as this class is. You know what I mean? When I came in, the wheel just landed on us this year, and we wanted to land on us again. So that's the game plan.
We're pulling for you. We love you. Thanks again for joining us today.
All right. Thank y'all so much, fellas. Y'all take care.
Thanks.
You do the same.
You bet.
Antron Brown, Top Fuel champion.
Incredible guy.
Yeah, great guy. Hey, you can catch the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show 24/7 on InWheelTime.com and the Odyssey radio app. We also video stream our weekly show on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. And podcasts are available from your favorite podcast provider. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will continue right after this quick pit stop.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. The rescheduled Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social is happening Saturday, January 11th, and you're invited. Bring your car, truck, or SUV, meet other enthusiasts, and find out what it'll take to get your car looking show-worthy again. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your one-stop shop for paint detailing, coatings, window tint, clear bras, camera installs, and wheel repair. The Car Social is your opportunity to get a tour of this state-of-the-art facility located at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Join the Car Social Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon. Talk to other owners and see how good your car can look on the upcoming Hot Rod Tour of Texas. Put it on your calendar, the Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social, Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The N-Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. We hope to see you then.
2025 salute to the N-Wheel Time sponsors, Lupe Tortilla Tex-Mex Restaurants, Pro-Am Auto Accessories, and Gulf Coast Auto Shield. We look forward to another successful year and hope you'll support each of them. All right, time now for Jeff's Motor Minute here on N-Wheel Time.
Well, it's going to be quick. We've got new subscribers that came through since Christmas because we were off last week. You've got Brian Keeling. Appreciate it, Brian. He watches the show. Appreciate you subscribing. You got Winston Hop. It's either Hop or Hope. Can't pronounce it right, but thank you for subscribing. And you've got a P. Morin subscribing also, so thank you very much for that. We appreciate it. And the more subscribers we get, we'll send Mike to your house to wash your car. So there you go. One last thing on the Motor Minute is there's bad weather across the United States. Make sure you're prepared in your car, Mike. Blanket, shovel, all the accoutrement to get there safely. So there you go.
Thank you, sir. Time now for this hour's car review. I had a chance to drive the 2024 Chevrolet Equinox EV, built in Mexico. Comes in these trim levels, 1LT, 2LT, 2RS, 3LT, and 3RS. I had the EV 2LT. This is a small SUV EV. Seats 5. All new for 2024. We didn't have the 25 because they didn't have it in the press fleet yet, but
okay.
They're the same. Trust me. Sharply designed EV, long and sleek, great-looking front fascia with slit peekaboo lighting up front, laid-back wind-cheating front glass, and low roof line gives it a fast appearance. Rear fascia is cutting-edge, too, with large sunshade over the rear glass. What I liked about it, everything. Designed in America all the way. Congrats to GM and Chevrolet. Interior highlights, materials and seat design is attractive, but really doesn't stand out. But, you know, considering the price, I'm sure that somewhere down the line they're going to have another high-end one with leather interior. Not just yet, though. Cup holders, phone charger, and HVAC controls all in the right places. Infotainment screen is the latest from GM. The layout on the dash holds instrumentation below the dash pad. It really is a nice layered look on that dash. Cargo room, average for this size SUV. What I liked about it, the dash design makes use of those controls, makes it really easy to use. No Apple CarPlay question mark. Why?
Yeah.
Because they're trying to go and steal all of that and make it a complete GM connection. Engine, front-wheel drive electric motor. If you want dual motors, you go to the all-wheel drive. 213 horsepower in this, 236 pound-feet of torque. This is not a rocket ship. This isn't one of those plaid Teslas. It's not that, but it is certainly plenty of power for this particular vehicle. Of course, direct drive transmission, 1,500-pound tow rating. In the city, you're going to get 117 miles on a charge, 99 on the highway, up to 319 miles is what it's rated for the single charge. I got 3.4 miles per kilowatt hour. You do the math.
I
went 347.6 miles. Trying to make it out to Jack Nerad's work, but I couldn't. I didn't quite make it. What I liked about it, I liked about the range. What could use improvement? Again, more power, but that leads to more cost, and we're going to get to that right now, as a matter of fact. What I liked about ride and handling, it's heavy, like a typical battery electric powered EV, but it is a dream to drive. What could use improvement? I'm not sure. Here's where the fun comes in. The base trim price on this really nice SUV EV that has a decent range, $41,900. Price is tested $45,995. Base model price, $41,900. Super Cruise is a $2,700 option. Do you really want it? Do you really need it? No. Competitors to the vehicle in base price and size, Hyundai Ioniq 5, 41.8. Ford Mustang Mach-E, 39,995. And I threw a Tesla in here just so you can get some comparison. Tesla Model Y, 44,990. So right there at about $40,000, and I think that that's pretty much of a bargain these days when it comes to the EVs because, they can really go through the roof. How much is that thing that you're driving, Mars?
Nothing like that.
Mars got delivery of a Hummer.
Oh no! Now that's in the driveway. That's not the car.
Okay,
I'm
but
reviewing.
how much is the?
I haven't even opened the door on that thing yet.
Oh, boy.
It got there late last night because it took a while to get it.
I'm thinking yes,
250 miles down the
yeah,
highway.
a couple of charge stops.
Two
charge stops to get it from Dallas to Neederville.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's a six-figure vehicle.
I would bet.
Yeah.
But I'll let you know shortly.
All right. Well, I tell you what, I was impressed by this vehicle, and it takes a lot to impress me, and I'm not trying to brag or anything, but we drive a lot of new vehicles. We 52 of them a year.
You see them all, yeah.
And we do see them all, and some are okay, some are good. This one's great. Now, what Consumer Reports says about it, I don't
Different
know.
story.
Yeah, it may be a different story, but we didn't do a long-term test on it. It was only for a week. It's all we get them.
Yep.
And we generally have the 500-mile limit on it, so 347 miles. I got a pretty good feel for it, and I really did like it. Now I will tell you, I didn't have to take it to a fast charger because I plugged it in here at the house on the 110,
and then it worked.
So I always kept it right up there. I think it got down to about 60%. But I didn't drive it a day, so it managed to catch up to itself. So,
well, I thought it was a good-looking car when it was sitting in the driveway.
Oh, it is.
Obviously, it needs to be. It needs to have an ICE engine, but that's just my opinion.
Well, they still make an Equinox with a gas motor in it.
They do,
and it's called an Equinox, but it's not built on the same platform.
Right. Understood. Yeah.
So, at any rate, hey, if you'd like to get in touch with us, shoot us an email. The address here is info@inwheeltime.com. We're back after this.
Pro-Am Auto Accessories has been serving Houston's auto enthusiasts since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am is known as the place to go to find exclusive and hard-to-find parts and accessories. Pro-Am is one of the very first distributors in the USA for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier retail and service corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse, showroom, and installation bays. Pro-Am not only sells parts and accessories, but also offers installation and service. Pro-Am is now reaching a worldwide audience through Pro-Am.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. At Pro-Am Auto, you'll be dealing with a small group of professionals who truly want to help you with your automotive needs. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755.
From the open roads to the open waters, your adventure starts at the Houston Automotive Show at NRG Center. One ticket, two shows. Check out top cars, trucks, sport boats, fishing boats, and more. New designs, new technology, and everything in between. Spectacular experiences, amazing fun. There's something for everyone. Get your friends, get your family, and get your ticket now. The Houston Automotive Show, making waves and fueling adventures.
Well, we're not blacked out, by golly. From the Sugar Shack Studios in Texas, USA, this is the award-winning In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, we are going to talk to the man himself. He is the Stephen King of automotive.
Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Nerad standing by. Let's see. We are also going to have the racing calendar. Mr. Mars has This Week in Auto History. And I'll get you caught up on some of the stories making automotive news headlines this week. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us today. David Ainsley sleeping in, getting ready for our remote broadcast next week at Gulf Coast Auto Shield. So that ought to be fun.
Better get your rest, David.
Get your rest and keep the car plugged in on the charger because it's going to get cold. Mm-hmm. It's going to be freezing for a couple of mornings.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Well, that's true. Depends on what part of Houston you're in.
Yeah, and they tend to kind of overhype it too. I mean,
No,
yeah,
they don't.
I think they do.
Okay. Well, look what the cat drug in, ladies and gentlemen.
What can I say?
Jack, do you have a cat?
I don't. I have a dog. I have
dog.
a dog named Austin, actually.
Austin.
He's 18 years old. Yep.
Oh, wow.
18. How sweet. Yeah. Well, I have Susie down here. She's 13. What kind of dog do you have?
He's an American Village dog, which is a breed I never heard of, and I think it's basically a mutt. He was a rescue dog, and we've had him for the better part of his 18 years, and he's a sweetheart.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like Suze. Suze is a rescue beagle, and she was about 6 months old when I got her, and she's fat and old, and she can't hear a thing.
Well, so are you.
Yeah, all of those things. I can't hear a thing either. Thank goodness for headphones. But, well, Jack, it's great to see. We all made it through 2024. I'm not sure how.
Amazing. But Happy New Year to all three of you.
Thank you.
Good to be on the show with you.
Well, as always, it's great to be with you as well. So we were talking during the commercial break there. Mr. Mars said, we don't have anything in specific that we're going to talk to. We talked about NACTOY. I think the last time we talked to you, you weren't able to talk to us about the winners. And so why don't we start with that?
Well, I'm still not able to talk to you about the winners because the winners are going to be announced about, I think, next week, actually. Late next week at the Detroit Auto Show.
Oh, Detroit. Okay.
Yeah.
How was the
that's-
LA Auto Show, by the way?
The LA Auto Show was terrific, actually. I think, a lot of people are knocking auto shows these days, or, a lot of manufacturers are, amazingly, and ignoring them. But I think there were a lot of people there. There was a huge press contingent at the Los Angeles show. I think it was a big success.
Why are people so negative on car shows? I don't understand. I mean, I always get excited when the new car show comes to town. It's not like it used to be with all of the concept cars and all the hubbub about those. And it's changed. It's evolved. But it's still fun to go to. You get to see all of the new cars in one place.
Absolutely. I don't think the consumers, average car buyers, the general public is cooled on auto shows. I think auto shows have kind of cooled on themselves, or the manufacturers aren't putting into them what they probably should. I mean, you kind of get out of it what you put into it, right? I mean, that's true about a lot of things.
Well, I mean, I can understand, some of those huge over-the-top displays. I mean, those are very expensive to move around the country. But yet the rewards are selling cars, and isn't that what you're trying to do? I don't understand.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you want to get people excited about cars. If cars just become a commodity, if cars are just from A to B, I mean, that takes a lot of profit out of the car industry, and people aren't going to turn their cars over nearly as often. I mean, there's a lot of reasons you want to keep people excited about cars.
I've had several people ask me here just in this past, 2-3 weeks with all the car commercials, I guess probably has stoked people's interest in looking at getting another car, a new car in particular. And they said, well, what kind of car should I buy? I said, well, first of all, what can you afford? And number two is, my recommendation is buy something that you really like, because you're going to be living with it. Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't want to buy, a car that I say is a great car and you think that it's ugly, and everybody's got their own tastes. I mean, go out and buy something that when you wake up the next morning and you look in your driveway, you think, man, I really like my new car. Don't you agree with that?
100%. I 100% agree with that. I mean, it's hard to get a really terrible car these days. And I think you should be excited about it. You're probably going to, the average person is spending something like $45,000 to close to $50,000 on a new car. I mean, that's a lot of money. I mean, it's a lot of money. So you better be excited about it is the way I look at it. Why not be excited about something you might be paying for if you get an auto loan for 6, 7, 8 years? I mean, you want to see that thing in a driveway and have it put a smile on your face, not the opposite.
Yeah. So the outside shape, and then sit in it, look at it. Does the inside turn you on? Do you like the way it looks inside? Do you look how does it feel?
Does it make you want to get in and drive?
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, I love my 2001 Corvette. Would I love to have a brand new Corvette? Yeah, I would. But this is what I've got, and I'm proud of it. I like it. Every time I take the wraps off of it out there in the driveway, I'm going, that's still a pretty good-looking car after all these years. And I'm a car guy.
The reason for that is you take care of it. So
I do take care
Not
of it.
everyone takes care of the car like you do.
But he likes it. And he
Yeah,
wants
that's why
to
he
take
takes
care of it. He wants to drive it.
It's not just A to B
And
transportation.
the funny thing about it is, if you've got a car that is generally accepted and liked by other people, you got a nice wash job on it, and the tires are nice and clean, and the hubcaps are shiny on it. People give you the thumbs up on it. There's other people that like your car too, and that's a great
Absolutely.
feeling. Yeah, that's a great feeling.
Couldn't agree more. Absolutely agree. In fact, I was driving a vehicle that does that, a brand new vehicle. The Volkswagen ID Buzz was the car I had through Christmas holidays. And that's one where you're going to get a ton of thumbs up on. I mean, people love the shape of that car. They just love the idea of that car more than anything.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that you take it to the grocery store, and then you got 2 or 3 people stopping you along. Hey, can I look at that car?
Yeah, and it's exciting. I mean, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't do for me what I would want in a car, but it does meet a niche, and they're going to sell a ton of them. You know that.
I think looks are going to carry that vehicle. I mean, if you've driven it, and it sounds like you have, you know that there's some things about it that are kind of irritating, and maybe it's certainly not a minivan substitute. I mean, most minivans are a lot more valuable in terms of overall versatility than the ID Buzz is. But in terms of just, that it sits in your driveway and you love it. You get into it and it's interesting. You drive it and it's an interesting vehicle to drive. There's a lot to like about that.
Let's talk about Stellantis. I think that the last time we talked, they were about ready to, or maybe they had already fired Carl. And I really feel for those people at Stellantis. The people at Stellantis. They all got fired, and now they're starting to bring a couple of those folks back that made them successful. Jim with Jeep, I'm waiting to hear that he's coming back.
Tim Kuniskis is back, of course, and running Ram, and he was head of Dodge for a long time. I had a chance to drive the Dodge Charger Daytona. I think since I talked with you guys, or maybe I had driven it, but I couldn't talk about it the last time we talked. But, that's a pretty exciting vehicle. I mean, you're talking about just unbelievable performance in the electrified version. And they do really interesting things with that car, with that platform. They're building a 2-door and 4-door off the same platform, just kind of changing some of the body shape. They're going to have an internal combustion engine. Jeff, you'll love this. Internal combustion engine version of it, which
yes.
I love too. I mean, and I think that's absolutely something that we're going to see way off into the future. I mean, electrics are interesting. I think they're going to remain a portion of the market, not even half of the market way out into the future as far as I can see.
Yeah, I would predict that when they do that, they're going to outsell it over the ICE engine is going to be outsold over the electric.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because, now they haven't had the Challenger or the Charger now for a few years. And
they're seeing the light. They're coming to fruition saying, we better get it done.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they're going to survive, they got to build something that people are going to like and buy.
Yep.
So what is your overall take on the increase in sales this past year? I was kind of shocked at the number of cars that were actually sold, and especially in the last quarter of 2024. My gosh, there's some manufacturers that zoomed to the top of the heap.
Yeah, there was a lot of momentum the last quarter. I think a lot of people are excited about what this year is going to be. People are more confident, I think, about the economy going forward than they've been in a long time. Interest rates have moderated a little bit. So I think, it turned out pretty. There's also amazing amounts of incentives, especially on EVs. I mean, the last quarter of last year was the time to buy an EV, or at least an EV if you ever wanted to, because the just the incentives are just crazy good for people who want to do that.
I want your take on this because I've actually I had 3 EVs in a row recently, and a couple of those I'm thinking, I could see myself in a certain situation where I would consider an EV. The price was right. It wasn't through the roof. It was competitive with a gasoline engine. And, if I had the charging infrastructure in place here at the house, that I could get, a level 2 charger here, and I might have it as a second car.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. And I think second car or, another car in the fleet, it might be the primary car, but you would have a gasoline car. You have an ICE car. I think that makes a lot of sense. There's a lot to like about them, especially if you're just commuting in them, doing that kind of thing. You can charge at home. You have a place to do that. You have a place to garage it and charge it at home. Basically, if you pay attention, you always wake up with essentially a full tank of gas, and that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think the cost to own, once you have it, and once that's all installed, you do pretty well.
I have a friend of mine that I work with. He bought a Tesla 3 years ago, and he has family in San Antonio. Well, that's within driving distance of Houston in a gasoline engine car, but he has to stop right outside of San Antonio, coming from Houston, to charge it up. He has made it all the way, but boy, it was
nail biter.
It was a nail biter. So, and he has now decided that, it may be right for somebody else, but not right for him. He makes so many trips back and forth to San Antonio. And to me, that's kind of like going from here to Dallas. Can you make it all the way to Dallas? And that's 250 miles. So doing 70 miles an hour, it sucks down.
And running the air conditioning and that kind of stuff, you're on the edge, aren't you?
Yeah. And I think that once they get the battery technology down where you can actually make a 250-mile trip doing 70 miles an hour, I think that they'll sell a lot more of them, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I had a similar experience with the ID Buzz. I was taking my oldest daughter, actually, she's flying back to Dallas, up to Burbank Airport, which is about, I guess, 30 miles from my house. And I thought I could make it. And when I got back to the house, I think I had like 14% charge. And, it was flashing, hey, charge, that kind of thing. So, but then I took it over to the local mall and, put it on a charger and, got 100 miles worth of charge in 4 hours.
So what did you do at the mall while your car was charging, Jack?
Luckily, the mall is within walking distance of my house, so I just walked back home.
I got you.
Did stuff that I do, and then walked back over there in the evening, and there it was. And, 100 miles of range that I gained, I actually probably gained 80 miles of range for 4 hours. Doesn't seem like that great a bargain in terms of time, but...
to do what you got to do.
Yeah. Well, I know
and it would get old, I think, to your point, Don, too, that you can get over that for a while. And then at some point you go, well, do I want to do this anymore?
Yeah. When you can go right down on the street corner, get a tank of gas that'll probably last at least 300 miles, and that there's plenty of corner gas stations between here and 300 miles from here that you can stop for 5 minutes and get a full tank of gas, a Coke, and a candy bar and be on your way, as opposed to at least 30 minutes of charge on an electric. It's just not there for me,
And
when they were dropping off the ID Buzz, they were going to charge it up for me to close to 100%. And there were 11 people waiting for the fast charger that was nearby.
Oh, wow.
I mean, if 11 people are taking half an hour each, what's that, 5 hours or something like that?
Right.
To wait to just get on the charger? I mean, that's a no-go.
Yeah. So what are you going to have on your car show coming up this week?
Well, we're going to talk about that ID Buzz because it's a rolling kind of fun thing on America on the Road, and we're going to have the 2025 Ford Ranger. We're going to talk about that. My co-host Chris Teague reviewed that vehicle. We're going to talk about the Genesis G80, which I think is a terrific luxury sedan. So, a lot of stuff. We'll have, I think, an interesting guest, too. Brian Janisch is our guest. He is an expert on the Nissan GTR.
Ooh.
So he is our guest.
Speaking of Nissan,
Yes.
the elephant in the room says,
Yeah. Nissan and Honda, huh?
Yeah,
Right?
and I
Who
guess
thought about that? Who
and
thought
we
that
broke
would
that
happen?
here.
Yeah, and I guess Mitsubishi kind of comes along with that as well. So, what are your thoughts about that?
Well, it's fascinating. I used to work for a Japanese company long time ago, and I know how the Japanese work. And when one Japanese company is in trouble, and Nissan's been in trouble numerous times, the Japanese government and just the powers that be in Japan, the banks, everybody, says they kind of persuade other car companies to help out.
Yeah.
And so we've seen that happen yet again, haven't we?
Well,
Yeah.
it's just going to be on the EV side. It's not going to be anything else but the EV technology and EV process, is the way I understand it. Because we read that here.
Well, they talk about sharing platforms, and
Yeah.
I think we'll see going forward how deep that goes.
I guess I don't understand. Nissan has always been, to me, a very successful company. They make cars that people drive. I mean, my gosh, you look at some of the sedans that they've made in the past. I mean, you see them on. If you got a parking lot with 10 cars in it, at least 2 of them are going to be the Nissan. And I don't know how, with a car and a company that as popular as it's been, that's on the edge, where did they go wrong other than Carlos Ghosn?
Well, it goes way back, right? I mean, I remember when Datsun,
Yep.
previous Nissan. I'm old enough to remember Datsun.
Yep, absolutely.
And Toyota were neck and neck. I mean, they were, 1 and 2 and 2 and 1. And, Honda was, down the list a little bit in terms of sales in the United States, just in terms of success. And, through the years, that has kind of withered away from Nissan. And at the same time, Honda's come up. And, of course, Toyota is a juggernaut. They really know what they're doing.
Well, that, and I think that the South Koreans have really put the pressure on the Japanese.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I mean, Kia and Hyundai just build wonderful cars. I think wonderful vehicles. I think their sport utilities are really good too. Several of them have won North American Car and Truck of the Year, Sport Utility of the Year. There's some contenders this year. The Kia K4 is a contender for Car of the Year. So we'll see how it does, but it's really a very good product. I think it's one of those vehicles where you turn around and you look at it and you go, "That's a pretty cool car," and a pretty cool car the base is at $22,000.
Yes,
it's in the
I
sweet
took
spot.
delivery
Yep.
of the K4 2 days ago, and I'm going, $25,000 for all of this? You've got to be kidding me! I'm impressed. And especially at the price and what you get for the price. Jack, it's great to talk to you. Thank you so much for joining us as always, and we'll hope to talk to you again here right about car show time here in Houston.
I really look forward to it. Always wonderful to talk to you guys.
America on the
Thank you,
road, Jack Nerad. Thank you again, sir, and we'll talk to you again soon. All right. Hey, out and about in the Houston area? So are we, and we support our sponsors, Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex Restaurants, Pro-Am Auto Accessories, and Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Be sure and check them out and tell them In Wheel Time sent you. We'll be back after this.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. The rescheduled Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social is happening Saturday, January 11th, and you're invited. Bring your car, truck, or SUV, meet other enthusiasts, and find out what it'll take to get your car looking show-worthy again. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your one-stop shop for paint detailing, coatings, window tint, clear bras, camera installs, and wheel repair. The Car Social is your opportunity to get a tour of this state-of-the-art facility located at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Join the Car Social Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon. Talk to other owners and see how good your car can look on the upcoming Hot Rod Tour of Texas. Put it on your calendar, the Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social, Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. We hope to see you then.
Hey, welcome back to the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Time now for Jeff's Racing Calendar, sponsored by Texas Muscle Car Club Challenge.
We do have some things going. 2025, the FIA Formula E World Championship is this weekend. So it's in Hancock, Mexico. It's the E-Prix, so tune in for that.
Hancock,
Mexico City E-Prix. So that's what it's going to be called.
Okay.
You've got the Snowball Derby coming up in Tulsa for the NASCAR boys and their open-wheel cars. You've got demolition derbies coming up in the next couple of months. The Good Guys Rod and Custom Association. The schedule is out, so you can get on the internet and look at the schedule where it's going to be played in your neck of the woods. And then guess what? You've got time trials and practice for the Soapbox Derby coming up.
Time trials.
And do you know that they have a senior division for the Soapbox Derby? So I'm thinking, Mike, we could probably invest in a Soapbox Derby car and maybe have Don drive it.
Yeah.
Well, he would meet the senior criteria.
Exactly right.
Thanks a lot.
So,
not only that, but I think the back braces come with that. Somebody has to get the backboard out to squeeze me in that thing.
And you got NASCAR starting Daytona in February, and you just heard Antron talking about NHRA. So a lot of good stuff coming on. It's all going to pile up. We have to, sort it out and get you going on that.
And next weekend we're going to be at Gulf Coast Auto Shield.
That's right.
And if the weather permits, and it's going to be a fun time to be had by all. Put it on your calendar to stop by at 10 to noon at the Gulf Coast Auto Shield location. Okay. All right, time now for This Week in Auto History. Mr. Mars,
I got to find it.
Is there history?
There's a little bit. It's kind of a quiet time in the world of automobiles other than birthdays. So, but I did find out that Jack touched on it recently. December the 26th, 1933. Now, Nissan can trace its roots back to the first Japanese original three investors who named the very first car DAT, D-A-T. Mm-hmm. Now, this was an acronym for their name. Mm-hmm. Each one of them, their first initial. Now, the car hit the market in 1914, but by 1931, the name had changed. The company had changed to DAT Hidosha and Company, close as I could get. By that time, its main automotive product was the DAT Type 11. Now, this was a smaller version of the original DAT.
And this one comes with an odd job to throw his hat through the.
Yes, so. And it became known as the Son of DAT. That's just what it got called, Son of DAT, which later became
DAT.
Became DAT's son. That's how you get to the DAT son.
Who DAT?
And then through
Daihatsu.
No.
Daihatsu is another company.
Yeah, so through other acquisition and mergers, then in 1933 is when the name was actually changed to Nissan. So that's how it got to their name.
Wow.
Now, December the 31st, 1959, the first generation of the Corvair was introduced as a 1960 model, offered as a sedan and a coupe. The car was really well received. Sales were strong the first year in the market. There was a station wagon, a convertible body styles were added to the lineup, as well as the ramp side and the load side pickup truck.
You see that she parked it and walked away from it.
Well, that's a 65. That's version 2.
Yeah, the Greenbrier and then the Corvair vans were also added.
There's the original.
In 1962, the Corvair Monza Spider debuted as a turbocharged version of the flat 6 engine. Mm-hmm. That's their little hot rod. In 65, the second generation Corvair was introduced with sleeker styling, upgraded rear suspension. Despite all this, the debut of the Ford Mustang, as well as concerns about the safety of the first generation swing axle suspension raised by Ralph Nader in his book, led to a decline in sales until Chevrolet finally focused on their Mustang fighter, the Camaro, and the Corvair was discontinued in 1969.
You do realize that the Yenko Chevrolet company, they actually had a version of the Corvair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yenko Corvair. Mm-hmm.
They made some hot rods out of everything. Then, January the 1st, 1904, the origin of license plates could be traced back to the late 19th century in France in 1893. Automobiles were a novel invention. License plates were a practical way to identify the owners. And although New York was the first state here to require automobiles to have license plates in 1901, these plates were made by the owners. They used their own initials, and instead of them being issued by the state agencies. The very first license plates were handcrafted on leather or metal, and they just meant to identify and you used the owner's initials to help do that instead of a numbering system. But it was 2 years later, in 1903, the first state-issued license plates were distributed in Massachusetts.
Distributed.
Yeah.
That's over there. That's a Neaterville way.
Well, that's the way we get them.
Theoretically, it is.
Theoretically, yes.
The very first plate featuring just the number 1 was issued to Frederick Tudor, who was working with the Highway Commission, and one of his relatives still holds an active registration for that number 1 plate to this day.
Joe Biden, in a move with major implications for the automotive supply chain, blocked the sale of U.S. Steel Corporation to Japan's Nippon Steel Corporation, ending a $14.1 billion deal that has faced months of vocal opposition and raising questions over the future of a U.S. industrial giant. Biden announced his formal decision on January 3rd, yesterday, after the case was referred to him by a U.S. Security Review panel ahead of a deadline early next week. U.S. Steel has endured years of sluggish performance and warned ahead of any decision that its facilities needed billions in new investment and that failing to complete the deal could see some plants close. Well, that's no news there.
Yep.
So that's over with. Banner year for hybrids and electrification provided a boost to the U.S. new vehicle market in 2024. GM reported a 21% increase in fourth quarter sales, and all but one brand posted double-digit gains. Sales rose 17% at Chevy, 33% at GMC, 35% at Cadillac, and 9.5% at Buick last quarter. And you contributed to that 9.5% increase in Buick.
I did.
The company's electric vehicle sales rose 50% in the last quarter and 125% in 2024 overall. And record Sierra, Canyon, and Denali sub-brand volume helped GMC sales hit an all-time high of 614,000 last year. Jeep, Ram still struggling at Stellantis. Hybrids light up Honda results.
Yeah.
So there's all of that cooking
all of it
as well. All right. Well, that's some of the headlines going on this week. We've got more coming up in our next hour. But it's time for a quick break. And a reminder that we'd love to hear from you. Just shoot us an email. The address here is info@inwheeltime.com. We'll start the next segment of our show after this quick break.
Pro-Am Auto Accessories has been serving Houston's auto enthusiasts since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am is known as the place to go to find exclusive and hard-to-find parts and accessories. Pro-Am is one of the very first distributors in the USA for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier retail and service corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000 square foot warehouse, showroom, and installation bays. Pro-Am not only sells parts and accessories, but also offers installation and service. Pro-Am is now reaching a worldwide audience through Pro-Am.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. At Pro-Am Auto, you'll be dealing with a small group of professionals who truly want to help you with your automotive needs. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755.
From the open roads to the open waters, your adventure starts at the Houston Automotive Show at NRG Center. One ticket, two shows. Check out top cars, trucks, sport boats, fishing boats, and more. New designs, new technology, and everything in between. Spectacular experiences, amazing fun. There's something for everyone. Get your friends, get your family, and get your tickets now. The Houston Automotive Show, making waves and fueling adventures.
You've got the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show coming up. It's Fireman Jack. Jackie Hansen here to talk about the upcoming Lone Star Street Rod Association State Run. Yeah, he's involved in that too.
Yep.
Jeff has an interesting story on Pininfarina. And Mars reviews the new Buick Envista. That more just ahead on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us today. David Ainsley will be joining us next week at Gulf Coast Auto Shield in our remote
He better.
broadcast
We're just
there.
going to come get him.
I know. It's been a while.
It has.
I think that last time we saw him was we had our little George Skelton Christmas
Yeah, we had our soiree.
a soiree. Yeah. And George, if you're listening, thank you very much for all of the generosity you've thrown our way this year. It's always good to have an old friend here at the show. And I also want to thank your friend,
Bruce West.
Bruce West, who sent a 2001 Corvette buyer's guide
Brochure type, yeah.
that you would get at the dealership to try to help sell the Corvette in 2001, and how much I appreciate that. It's very nice, and we sure hope that you're feeling better, Bruce, and we're on your side, buddy.
Thanks,
All right.
Bruce.
Yes, very much so. All right. Let's go.
Where are we going? We're going to
Well,
Jackie?
apparently Jackie's video is having a little bit of an issue, but it looks
Jackie.
like we got him by audio.
But you have to understand something. He lives somewhere that nobody knows where that is. Thank goodness for
breadcrumbs
GPS
and breadcrumbs.
corn.
The long way.
The long way. That's right. The long way. Because Cat Spring. Does anybody know where Cat Springs, Texas is? Jeff and I
Jack
do.
does.
And Jackie does. Well, Jackie Hansen, we hope that you can hear us, and we're not making
I'm
fun.
trying to get him something here.
Okay.
We're not trying to make fun of where he lives. It's
No.
just that it is out there.
It's a boogie.
Yeah, it's a ways out there. And to get out there, you go out I-10 past Sealy, and then you take a road that goes north. And that's the best that I can tell you.
It's like it was like 50 miles, like 50 mile one way. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Well, not off of I-10.
No, it's total from house to house,
Yes.
50 miles.
Yeah. It took us an hour to get out there.
Nice area. Beautiful area.
Yeah.
Good country. It's just a little
And
distance.
I'm wondering, I wonder if they have cats out there,
I don't
because it
know.
is Cat Springs.
well,
Is it Cats Springs
Cat.
or Cat,
Cat.
Springs?
cat. Cat.
Cat
Singular.
Springs. Singular. Okay.
I would believe. It's the way, yeah.
Right. Well, at any rate, while we're waiting for Jackie, if he has to be in Cat Springs, that's why we can't get him, because there is no cell service out there. You're lucky if you can do cup and string.
Well, okay.
So a couple of recalls for you. Ford F-150 Lightning, 23 to 24. Loss of steering from front control arm separation.
Ooh.
Martha?
Those are two things you don't want to separate.
No. Martha, I think that something's happened to the front suspension here. We're sitting on the ground.
Martha went right and I went left.
Yep. Also, missing seat mounting bolts.
What?
As you press on the accelerator pedal, you wind up in the back seat.
Wow.
On the Kia EV9 for 24 and 25.
And you got the EV Kia what? 4?
I got the K4.
K4.
And I'm telling you, it's pretty cool. It's a great
Did
looking
you check
car.
for bolts?
I did not.
Okay.
I didn't look under the seats, but there's that. I will tell you that some of the cars that I get are pretty interesting. And I had not heard of the K4. as much as I am got the ear to the ground on all the new cars, I'd not heard of it.
Especially EVs.
And so when they emailed me and said, we're bringing you the K4, I'm thinking, I don't know what a K4 is. I'll go out there and see it when I see it. Go out there, I'm thinking, it's a four-door sedan. It's not an EV because it doesn't have that big door to plug it in.
Yeah.
And it's got a 2-liter little four-cylinder engine in it. It's not real fast, but that's not what it's about. It's about the price. And this one here is loaded up at $25,000. I think you can get in one for $21,000.
I'm interested when you do the review on what it's comparable to. You don't have to spoil it or anything, but
No,
it's strictly a four-cylinder turbo.
What, yeah. And when I do the comparisons, I try to keep the prices together. So what else could you get for $25,000?
You can get the Invista.
Can you?
The Buick Invista is like to start the base is $25,000.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So there are some cars out there
It's
that you don't have to pay $45,000.
And look who's got the Invista coming up.
Oh,
see there, good lead in, Michael.
Is it $25,000?
Pretty close.
Base on it, yes, a little bit less actually.
There you go.
Huh.
There you go. See, I know my Buicks. Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick? Just saying.
You're showing your age
I know.
a lot. Wouldn't you?
Me
really
and Dinah
rather?
Shore going through the
That would be see the USA in your Chevrolet.
yeah.
And what was the one for Oldsmobile? This is not your father's Oldsmobile
Something like that.
or grandpa's Oldsmobile?
Yeah, I have to think about that.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's
They have
I'm
some-
sure my cousin Doug out there is listening, so he'll probably know. Yeah.
Why is Doug an Olds guy?
Yeah, well, no, he's just a car guy.
Okay.
He would know.
Yeah.
He had a GTO or Le Mans Tempest, something in that nature. Hot rod guy.
I have to tell you that when you click on these old commercials every once in a while on Facebook, then you start getting more of them.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
And then you get focused on, wow, that was cool. And I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, and I ask Leslie because I send her all of these reels.
Poor Leslie.
I know. I torture her with the reels, but there's also some commercials in there, car commercials that are pretty cool too.
But see, we remember the old commercials and the nostalgia things. And what do you have today to remember? 3 cars doing the crab walk on an icy road that's all choreographed, and you got a dog running slow motion through the
weeds.
snow and all that. And those aren't memorable. Those are stupid, in my opinion.
Okay.
I don't like them.
All right.
Change them.
So I guess that your application to the advertising marketing firm
Is out the door.
It's out the door.
That's done.
Well, look who's finally decided to show up.
Wake up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jackie Hansen, Fireman Jack, as some
He's all
people
bundled
refer
up.
to him. Are you outside? Are you in the shop? Where are
Man
you?
cave.
Jackie, can you hear us?
Apparently not.
Uh-oh.
Well, I have done nothing over here for him not to hear us, but that ain't my problem. So whenever you get that worked out, just let me know, okay?
Gotcha.
I wanted to bring up the fact that we've got some really cold temperatures coming our way. And if you have a car that sits outside, I really don't think that you're going to have to worry too much about a busted block because it's supposed to touch about 30, 32 degrees for a couple of
We're
hours.
on the cusp.
Yeah, on the cusp. But it's a kind of a wake-up call, so to speak, to have your antifreeze checked. If you're one of those kind of people that really don't pay much attention to that sort of stuff, they make a real, very simple, very cheap little thing that it's about that big, and it kind of looks like a mini version of a
probe.
turkey baster.
Yeah.
And it's got 4 balls in it, and you look at the ball color on the chart, and it basically will give you an obviously a variable, but it gets you pretty close to how low your antifreeze is good for.
And when they get to the blue one, then it's really cold.
Thank you.
And it's like the pool. When you do the stuff in the pool, you check the water in the
Yeah.
pool for all that.
Yeah. So that means that you have to open up your radiator water supply thing.
And we talked about that a couple weeks ago for getting your vehicle ready for the winter. And Don's right. You got to get it done.
Well, I mean, you don't want to. If your car is teetering on the edge of whether or not
Age.
yeah, and whether you've had even opened the hood in the last year.
Have you ever pulled a thermostat for the winter on your car?
No, I never did that. You?
Once, yeah.
Why?
Well, just because we could.
Because you could. You were what, 18?
Teenagers. And
Yeah, I was just going to
let's
say.
do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
That ain't so easy to do nowadays.
I put a freeze plug in the left side of a 350 motor in January.
What a total pain that is.
Tell me about it.
And your hands are cold and you're
my
under there
God.
with the hammer.
I
and-
put headers on a car in the middle of the winter in an unheated garage.
in Detroit?
Yeah.
Oh,
My mother-in-law's house.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. That was fun.
Did the
forever.
garage have a concrete floor? Or was
Oh,
it
yeah.
gravel?
Concrete,
Oh, it did.
dirty, no
Because
light.
in Wisconsin, in my era, most of the garages didn't have a concrete floor.
And you had the trouble light. You had to hang. And it was always facing the wrong way.
Yep.
And you're
Right in
busting
your eyes.
knuckles. And
We had rocks. I don't know why. Those crushed rock.
pebbles. Yeah.
No, these were crushed. This was crushed rock that was in the garage. Dirty, nasty.
Oh, yeah.
And
Cold.
and very cold
Yeah.
because the dirt was frozen.
And then you fire it up, and the cable, the negative cable from the starter, was laying on the header. It melted. You got to redo all. It's just But it was cool when you had
We
it.
don't do that stuff anymore.
No.
I mean,
I'm too old to do that. I can't get on crawling around a car. No.
well, I can, but I can't on the Corvette because it's too low to the
Yeah,
ground.
you can't do that. Yeah.
I can't even use those hydraulic jacks that you slide under the side and use a little electric motor and it pumps it up. It don't fit under there.
Oh, yeah, because you're on your vet. No.
Yeah.
I agree.
So
We got Jackie?
Well, I can see him, and it says he's unmuted, but I don't think he can hear us yet.
Jackie, can you hear us? No.
Hold up the sign, Jackie.
So
He can see that he's waving.
Put him up there. Put him up there, Jeff. This is what we're looking at. While he doesn't have any clue that we're even talking about him. He's looking at his phone with these texts that Mars is sending him. Well, I don't know what I'm doing out here.
We love you, Jackie.
Yeah, we do. And since this is all a big mess, we can make fun of you, and you can't even hear us. So.
That's right. You can't talk back.
Okay. There was something else that I wanted to bring up. What you need in your garage. Those tools in a DIY garage.
Oh, you had sent that to me, and I didn't really plug it into anything recent.
Those tools in a DIY garage are permanent items, your socket set, floor jack, not need a replacement every few uses. However, tackling a project regularly, some of the things you might need, a tub of chassis grease.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a tub of grease in that cabinet right there.
From when you had your Edsel.
I was waiting for you to see your Model T.
Yeah, something like that.
Do you have a tub of grease in the garage, Morris?
Not anymore.
You threw it out.
Yep.
Got one in the kitchen called
minutes.
Crisco.
Crisco. That'd be one of those that would.
It's a cooking
You'd have to,
oil.
yeah, right, but you'd have to really worry about the rats and stuff eating it away.
So
from
is the grease the red bearing grease, or is it the black grease, or the rear end dope?
No, it's dark grease.
Grease.
Yeah, that you'd slather. You used to pack
like
bearings
bearing
with.
grease, yeah.
Well, well, bearing grease is red, isn't it?
No.
No.
Oh,
No, it's almost a green.
okay.
Well, kind of.
Kind
yeah.
of a really dark, oily
Yeah.
green.
How about a medium strength thread locker? Do you got any of that in your tool
medium?
chest? Medium strength. So it'll hold the threads, keep the thing in there, but it's not so tough that you're going to break the head off of it when you want to undo it. Medium strength. How about dielectric grease?
Got some.
You got some of that?
Yes, I got a tube of that.
WD-40 and penetrating
Oh,
oil.
yeah, all that. Graphite, too. Yeah.
Yeah. How about starting fluid?
I probably need to get a can, but I haven't. Occasionally, I'll use it on the mower if just seasonal changes for.
Yeah.
Yeah, am I even talking to you? You threw all that stuff out.
No. I've still got like the starter fluid. I use that because, like Jeff said, if it's a month, 2 months, sometimes before.
Hairspray works pretty good too, but
I know.
it kind of gums things up.
I never tried hairspray.
Well,
Tell me about it.
anything in an aerosol can, yeah, generally speaking, it will fire right up, so to speak.
I'll be darned.
How about white lithium grease?
I do. I've got
some of that?
Yep, got a small can of that.
Okay, what do you use lithium grease for?
Last time I used it, I think was for lubricating a hinge or something like that.
Yeah.
I use it on my garage door.
Door handles,
Yep.
dash parts, and hinges. White lithium grease.
Yeah.
Carburetor cleaner. Do we
Yep.
even have any carburetors
That's
anymore?
kind of a universal thing.
Yeah, but that's a really good cleaner, though.
It's for hands.
It's almost as good as brake
Or
just
gasoline. I've been known to wash my hands in gasoline.
Not in a
yeah.
long time.
It's been a long time.
Then you dry it
Wax
out.
and grease remover.
That's what gasoline is. Isn't
No,
it?
well, yeah, it is, but that's not what wax and grease remover is.
Well, you got a degreaser you can put on your engine, but not. For
Not, no. It's a wax and grease remover.
I don't know about that.
If you sanded down a part or just clean something up that you want to put a fresh coat of paint on, even a quick wipe down with a good wax and grease remover will leave the surface ready for paint. Brake cleaner.
Oh, yeah.
My God. We use brake cleaner for everything.
I love brake cleaner.
Yeah. In
It's
the
just like-
aerosol can.
Drop a couple down the carburetor to clean it out, smoke it. Brake cleaner,
We use transmission fluid.
transmission
for
fluid, same thing, and then you can put it on your tires to make them dark.
Problem with transmission
tried
fluid,
that.
But
now
it's
they have
nasty.
catalytic converters and it really
Yeah.
screw up the catalytic
Yeah.
converter.
that. Well,
blow
but
it
you
out.
don't
If
have
you're gonna-
carburetors to pour it down either
That's
too
true.
much.
That's true. Engine degreaser, we just
Yeah,
talked
we talked
about
about
that. Glass cleaner, got some up there.
Plenty,
Interior cleaner, got that up
plenty.
there too.
Little
Yeah.
a vinyl cleaner and
Yeah.
detailer.
Yep. So those are just some of the things that you might want to have in your supply of stuff for
In
the
your
car.
repertoire.
In your repertoire for
And,
the car.
you know, people do carry that stuff. Like when you go on the hot rod tour, you go on one of the excursions, you keep a little box or a little tool kit for safety and other things. Keep a couple of small
just
cans.
in case box.
They make smaller cans of that, pocket size. So
You know,
keep
that's
it with
one of
you.
the nice things about that Corvette. It's got a couple of in the floor storage compartments in the back on either side. They're not real big, but you'd be amazed what you can stuff in there.
rope, duct tape,
All
shovel.
that. Yep. Shovel. You and your shovels.
You got to get rid of the body.
Well, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I was going, make sure you got the shovel, a sheet of plastic,
In case the cat
and
dies
no
on the
witnesses.
road.
And a little bag of lime.
Yeah,
A bag of lime. Is that what you call it?
To break down all the things.
You're such you break down things.
Break down things. No, they throw it on dirt for when they make roads and things. They throw lime down.
Yeah. Well, why would you carry a lime around?
You maybe
Well,
need it. You
if
never
you-
know.
you know,
that's
the-
right. If you
the
got a shovel and a bag,
The
a roll of
DPS would
plastic.
really be interested in that if they found that in the trunk.
Hey, I'm a construction worker.
Hey, it's for the
Right.
yard. It's for the yard.
It's for the
Flower
yard.
beds.
Yeah, And how about that? The plastic tarpaulin that you got
Yeah,
there.
that too.
Yeah, and the lime. Keep the stink down after you get it, whatever it is that you're burying buried. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. Psycho.
Of course, over there, you get over there where I'm at, there's swamps. You just kind of take your flat bottom boat and kind
Let
of
the gators take care of it.
We've actually. I don't know if I've ever been to Nederland or Nederville.
Well, you got
as a-
close. I know you've been to Beaumont.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, well, you're
been down
close.
to Winnie and all of that area over there, kind of in your.
I
neck
think
of
we
the
should do a
woods.
remote from your place.
Well, I'm thinking the Tailpipes and Tacos has talked about doing one from Beaumont.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about your house.
Oh, my house. You
we
wanna do
want to
that?
see where you live, Mars. We want to see how slow that internet really is.
Well, you got to
Oh,
bring
no,
lime,
I got fiber now.
Ooh.
and you got to bring lime.
That's right. You bring your own shovel and lime.
What is it? They say you can, if you want to get rid of something, get rid of it, and then put some endangered plants around it because they'll never be.
We'll be
discovered.
digging 'em up.
There you go.
Okay, enough of this. This is hurting my brain now. Hey, if you'd like to get in touch with us, shoot us an email.
Where are we
The
going?
address is info@inwheeltime.com. We're going to be back after this quick break.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flamiado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. The rescheduled Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social is happening Saturday, January 11th, and you're invited. Bring your car, truck, or SUV, meet other enthusiasts, and find out what it'll take to get your car looking show-worthy again. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your one-stop shop for paint detailing, coatings, window tint, clear bras, camera installs, and wheel repair. The Car Social is your opportunity to get a tour of this state-of-the-art facility located at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Join the Car Social Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon. Talk to other owners and see how good your car can look on the upcoming Hot Rod Tour of Texas. Put it on your calendar, the Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social, Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The N-Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. We hope to see you then.
Hey, thanks for joining us today on the N-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Time now for Jeff's feature of the week.
There we go.
Pininfarina GT and Enigma.
Here you go. So what's going on here is it is an Enigma. This vehicle measures 14.8 feet long. It's 6.4 feet wide, 4 feet tall, and it is the Enigma GT. Standout features lie in its wheelbase. Just the wheelbase alone is 10 feet. It's the 2+2 interior with hydrogen fuel internal combustion engine, nestled in a central rear area, enhancing aerodynamics. Paired with an electric motor up front, this prototype boosts all-wheel drive traction for a sporty ride. But what it really catches is your eye. It's the unique cabin entry. While it may look like your standard scissor door setup, the entire roof lifts, offering an
and half the hood
panoramic view for occupants. The Pininfarina hasn't revealed a new car. It has revealed everything. Check that out. The Italian coach builder with a long list of chassis in their classic designs. The new entry is contemporary. It's a GT capable of blending unique characteristics. The dash and windscreen all lift as one, and once on board, you'll spot the OLED screen and aerodynamically inspired dash. Sustainable material choices augment the reality in the windscreen. There's lots of AI, of course, and lots of driver assistance, proving necessary considering the unique characteristics of the powertrain. The 2.5-liter V6 engine on board powered here not by petrol, but by hydrogen. Mike, the petrol is gas in your end. I'll just let you know.
Thank you.
The engine alone kicks out 435 horsepower and has but one job, the power the rear axle only. So you're only going to get the power from the engine, ICE engine, to the back. Powering the front axle is a 200 horsepower electric motor powered by a 10 kilowatt battery, which together gives the new Enigma, that's right, all-wheel drive, because that's what you want in it. It also features the lower the height of the bonnet, which is the front area of the vehicle, because the E-motors are smaller than the engine and thus the car with the optimum aerodynamic coefficient. So it's not too massive. The long wheelbase, the truth is fraction bigger than the BMW 3 Series, which should give you an idea of the size. It's not too heavy. The concept weighing in at around 3,726 pounds. So lots of expectation atop the streamlined physique. On one hand, it nods to the reimagined kind of car we all want to rediscover. We talked about that for auto shows. That's where they should be. So there you go. It's a very cool car. Hopefully they'll build it someday. I'm excited.
They ain't going to build it.
No, but it's something.
But it sure is
Pipe
nice
dream.
to look at.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, time now on the N-Wheel Time Car Talk Show for this hour's car review. Mr. Mars driving the Buick Envista.
Woohoo! Everybody pay attention. This is gonna be
pay
good.
attention. This is the 2025 Buick Envista. Comes in 3 trim levels. It comes in the Preferred, the Sport Touring, and the Avenue.
Avenir.
Avenir.
And we were driving the Sport Touring. Now, all trim levels are front-wheel drive. All-wheel drive is not available in this vehicle. Now, it's classified as a small station wagon. Now, in marketing terms, that's called a small SUV. Now, it seats 5 people. It's sculpted. It's kind of a sculpted car. Almost. It's one of those. It's not really a hatchback. It's not really a liftback. It's got a very sloped back to it. So, but the passenger area, the front passengers in particular, it's very tall. It's got a lot of headroom in it. So it's kind of a tall car in that regard. It's got a great body color, the one we happen to be driving. The door handles were body color. It's got black trim all the way around it. It's got the thin design LED headlighting up front, daytime running lights, tail lights, turns, all LEDs. Now, it does have a manual lift gate on it. So that was kind of different concerning the things that we've been driving, but it's no big deal. And it does have the new logo up front. A lot of people noticed that. I'm not really sure why. It's basically the same one. They changed the coloring, but a lot of people really noticed that. We had the 18-inch black aluminum wheels, so it was a nice
The
contrast.
Tri-Shield logo.
Yes. One thing I did notice, I wanted to notice that on we were rolling, like I say, the 18-inch black aluminum wheels. The Monroney said we had a compact spare wheel, and we had a compact spare tire. 2 different listings on the sheet. I'm not sure why.
A tire and a wheel.
And a wheel.
My
Had both
God.
of them.
I bet you they go together.
Well,
you think?
I don't know. But it was
Really?
kind of unusual to read
No,
that.
they're separate. Here's both of them. Put them
You can
together.
buy one or the other when you buy the car.
That's it. Okay.
Had the leatherette seating trim. We had the optional front seats were heated. The rear seat is a 60/40 folding that folds down. The monitor that goes across the dash, it's actually 2, but the way they've got it set up, it looks like one 19-inch screen across there. It's an 11-inch touchscreen that's got all your nav, your convenience controls, your infotainment system, but the driver out of that has an 8-inch driver information center right in front of him, but it kind of rolls together across the dash to look like one big one. The other thing I noticed about in the technology, it is Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, Android, but the Bluetooth will connect 2 devices on Bluetooth. A lot of cars won't do that. So it's, you got your one, that's it. This one will do 2. And it's got front USBs, rear USB charging only. One thing I liked about this particular thing, a lot of cars, particularly the last 2 EVs I've been driving, when I got out of it, I came back to it, I had to log back in my phone, log back into Apple CarPlay. This one, I got in, it found it. It's still in my pocket. I hadn't done anything. I hadn't even backed out of the driveway, and it found it. And I thought that was very intuitive on the part of the system. Under the hood, we had a 1.2
You're smart, Mike.
liter turbo 3-cylinder. 137 horsepower, 162 pound-feet of torque backed by a 6-speed automatic transmission. Now, this vehicle only weighs 3,060 pounds. EPA says you should get 28 miles to the gallon in the city. EPA
Nice.
32. Combined 30. Now, I drove 307.5 miles, and I got 30 miles per gallon average across that.
Nice.
It was really, and there was highway miles included. Now, I thought, to me, it had sportier handling than what you might expect from a Buick. It's not a race car by any means, but you could drive it around curves pretty good. Felt like you were really driving something.
Yep.
It's relatively quiet out on the road, even with a 3-cylinder that's got its own little noise to it, but it's nothing you can't live with. Just talk to somebody and everything's all good. So, but
Here's what the motor sounds like.
Hey, don't be dissing
not
it.
quite like that.
Yeah. Come on.
But all in all, I was very happy to be driving this vehicle. It was
I'm
very
glad you were
pleasant to
happy.
drive. Now, the base model on this is $23,700.
That's amazing.
Base trim price is $24,700. Now, as tested, $27,780.
Still nice.
Now, this includes a 6-year, 70,000-mile roadside assistance warranty and 1 year of free maintenance on that thing. Now, you're looking for something to compare it to. Chevrolet Trax starts at about $20,400. Mazda CX-30, $24,995. Kia Soul at $22,990. But the things that you're going to find in this vehicle, the little bit of technology that it's got, the way it works, the way it drives, I was really impressed with this vehicle. In fact, I showed it to 2 of my kids, my daughter and one of her granddaughters. When you get ready to buy a new car, you need to look at something like this for this price. Don't be out here looking at $50,000 cars
No.
straight out of college.
Yeah, because daddy's going to buy that.
Yeah.
Or grandpa.
Somebody. But I thought, I could see this being something that somebody coming out of college, a family just getting started, this would be a car you could buy, you could afford to buy it, make the payments, and you're going to get a nice vehicle out of it. It's got that Buick level of quality that, and in an SUV or a station wagon, excuse me, as your government calls it.
I love mine.
That's my review of the Buick Envista.
Thank you.
Look at it. Check it out.
All right, we're going to do that.
Mine's the Envision.
Today's In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is sponsored by Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex, Gulf Coast Auto Shield, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues after this.
Pro-Am Auto Accessories has been serving Houston's auto enthusiasts since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am is known as the place to go to find exclusive and hard-to-find parts and accessories. Pro-Am is one of the very first distributors in the USA for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier retail and service corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse, showroom, and installation bays. Pro-Am not only sells parts and accessories, but also offers installation and service. Pro-Am is now reaching a worldwide audience through Pro-Am.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. At Pro-Am Auto, you'll be dealing with a small group of professionals who truly want to help you with your automotive needs. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755.
From the open roads to the open waters, your adventure starts at the Houston Automotive Show at NRG Center. One ticket, two shows. Check out top cars, trucks, sport boats, fishing boats, and more. New designs, new technology, and everything in between. Spectacular experiences, amazing fun. There's something for everyone. Get your friends, get your family, and get your tickets now. The Houston Automotive Show, making waves and fueling adventures.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is
I hit the wrong button.
That's
Imagine
all right.
such a thing.
No. I did the same thing.
From the Sugar Shack Studios in Houston, Texas, USA, it's the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, we have what it's sold for. It's a quiz. We already did the recalls. Not many of those, other than Ford's recalling every truck I think that they've ever made again.
Well, and they also announced that they were up in sales. We already talked about
I know.
that, too.
Well, they're selling more cars that they're going to be recalled. Just got the cruise in and the events calendar, and I'll bring you stories making automotive news headlines this week. Howdy. Along with Mike Out of This World Mars from Neederville, Texas.
Yeah.
We always need more Jeff Zekin from Detroit, Michigan. I'm Don Armstrong from Sugar Shack Studios in Texas, USA.
And we're the red, white, and blue team today.
We are. And
Very patriotic.
as I mentioned at the start of the show, Jeff, when I called him and I said, please wear your white tomorrow, he was taking his makeup off, getting ready for bed.
Yeah, I was.
So I just wanted to let you know that we do talk to each other. What are you wearing?
And my little nightcap. I had my nightcap.
What are you wearing? What kind of shoes are you wearing to the show tomorrow? Oh, that's going to be so cute.
At least I didn't paint my nails and wear sandals.
Like I did?
No. Like the person we saw wearing sandals with purple painted toenails.
Yes.
Grown man.
There was that.
Yeah.
I was.
No, don't go there.
I'm not. I'm not. You're right. I'm not. I'm just moving on.
Okay.
I always look forward to this.
Oh, I got to get a scorecard.
Okay, make one.
I'll make one.
Yeah. So this is Hemmings.com, Sold Cars Roundup. I've got to sneeze.
There you go.
Pardon me.
I was going to say you'd blow your brains out, but it wouldn't.
Well, I know, but I hold it back. So
Play along at home. Get your scorecard.
I don't like the wheels on this car, but I do like the car.
Got a disclaimer up front.
Disclaimer.
1964 Chevrolet Impala. He's a baller and he's a shot caller.
Okay.
Driving his Impala. 1964 Chevy Impala two-door hardtop.
Okay.
All right? It's red in color with a white top, and it's got a red and white interior. I would say that this is a driver I wouldn't say it's a show car. I'm sure that the owner would probably say something different, but I'm telling you right now, it's got some ugly wheels on it that I would immediately change. But it sold last week from Hemmings.com.
Okay.
And it looks clean, straight, got all of the chrome accessories on it that it needs to have.
What do you think, Michael?
The 75 Impala.
64
Impala.
You know, there's something about paying attention that just doesn't.
I'm trying to
it doesn't
cheat
make,
over here.
It doesn't make it to the end of the table.
I'm trying to
Googling
cheat, get
64
some of our
Impala.
audience over here to help.
What are you cheating with?
Well, I'm trying to see if George or somebody got an idea how much that would cost. But I can't type fast enough with my fat fingers.
Well, it's a 64 Chevy Impala.
It's not a 72.
Ugly wheels.
Two-door hard top, okay, red with a white top and a red and white interior. How much would you think
I'm
that
saying
sold for?
21. I'd give you more, but it's got ugly wheels.
Oh, no. Well, I'm going to go 28.
Well, both of you are wrong. It sold for $33,000.
Oh, you're closer, Mike. I'll give you that. I'm going to be nice today.
I don't know as if I'd pay $33,000 for it.
Or 21.
I'd pay $21,000 for it.
Would you?
Yeah, but
Different wheels.
You know, when you buy something like this, all I can think of is the amount of trouble that you are buying wrapped in a
Talked about that
1964
before.
Chevrolet
Yep.
Impala.
What are you going to do?
I thought that this was cool. You know, Toyota made an FJ.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Remember the FJ?
Yes.
I really liked it. Matter of fact, Leslie owned one at one time. It was built on a modified 4Runner chassis. But prior to this, many years ago, 1982 to be specific, Toyota built an FJ40.
Oh.
And it looked like kind of a Jeep Wrangler. Okay? Okay, it's an 82. I'm going to show you a picture of it. Okay, there it is, the yellow thing there under my left thumb. See it?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't see too many of them around.
No.
Probably a rust issue, I would imagine. 1982. What do you think something like that would sell for in the United States today on the used car market?
Now,
This is not a show car.
okay.
This is a driver.
Is it right-hand drive or left-hand drive?
It looks like it's a left-hand drive.
Okay.
82, they built stuff for the American market then.
Yeah.
Unlike the 60s where you could get right-hand drives.
I'm going to go 16.
I'm going to go 32.
$6,601.
No.
You guys missing it really bad today.
No, but I mean, I've seen some of those selling, and maybe not for that much money, but they can sell for $6,000.
$6,600.
Jeez.
Now, I think that there's been some modifications to this. A 1967 Buick Riviera.
Oh, yeah. Boat tail?
No, 67.
It's newer.
So there it is. There's
That's a resto mod there.
It's a resto mod.
I would think so, yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Looks like a resto mod. It's got a real pretty maroon paint job on it. Obviously, it's a two-door,
Wheels.
and again, some real ugly wheels on it.
41.
How much?
41.
I'm thinking 22.
Well, Mars, you're close, but no cigar. It sold for $14,700.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why, because it looks pretty cool, except for the wheels. There you go. Take a look at that.
Horse hockey.
Now, let's bump it up a few years, and let's talk about a 1985 Buick Riviera. They kind of, it lost the whole Riviera thing. To me,
Yeah.
in 1985, the whole Riviera thing was gone because of the styling. You know, this one had that opera roof on it, that kind of fastback roof, that quick back roof. I'll show it to you. There it is, upper right-hand corner. It's that plain Jane looking Riviera
Yeah, it's
thing.
getting more like
Well, they had
a lot of the Buicks had.
hints of the Cadillac in that year, too.
Yeah.
Because the Cadillac had the
but-
chop back.
Yeah, kind of that Eldorado thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it might have been the same thing. 85 Buick Riviera. What do you think that sold?
12.
7.
$9,350.
We kind of split the difference on that
Yeah,
one.
you did.
But you notice, you did the Invista. I own a Buick. He's already got talked about 2 Buicks. I think we're winning him over on the Buick. I think we are.
Well, my dad was a big Buick man.
There you
And his
go.
dad
See?
was a Buick
There
man.
you go.
Anyway, Here's one for Bobby at Hot Rod Tour of Texas. I think he's got one that's similar to this. This is a 57 Ford F-150. I don't know what year's his is, Bobby Sparkman.
I think it's Jeremy's. The yellow one?
he's Jeremy's.
Yeah, the yellow
Yeah,
one.
that's
Is it
Jeremy's.
Jeremy's?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Bobby's got the police car.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he just bought something else, an El Camino, I think.
Did I think I saw that? Yeah.
57 Ford F-150, black on black.
I'm gonna let you do that first.
And it looks nice. I don't think it's a show car. I think it's a driver. What do you think something like that would sell for?
You got like steel wheels on it?
They're aftermarket.
Patina?
Yeah, okay. So
No. It's been painted.
Yeah, so
It's
somebody's
black.
done some work on
Yeah.
it. I would punch it up around 18.
I'll go. I'm back to 32.
This one's 17,850.
And you said 18?
Yeah, Morris said
I'll
18.
give it to you.
Yeah.
There you go.
They're popular, but it's if they're driving it.
Man, I'll tell you. I love my Corvette. I do. But, because I have it, doesn't mean that it just sits there and does nothing until I drive it. Because there's work that has to be done to it all the time.
Right.
And the next big expense is to get that stupid harmonic balancer replaced before it walks itself off of the crankshaft. And they're known to do that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be on the hot rod tour when that thing decides that it's time to let go.
Yeah, that's
And it's going to be at least $1,000.
I would think at least.
Well, they have to take the rack off the front of the steering rack
Right,
off of it.
right.
But if you got the right tools and you do it,
Got
on
the
a-
lift and all.
you
Yeah,
got a
you're in a
lift.
shop. You're doing that on your driveway.
Yeah, no, it ain't happening. That ain't happening out there. But yeah, so from what I can tell, most places with the part and the labor, it's $1,000. I'm not doing it.
No, I wouldn't either. And not to get sidetracked too far, I've been looking. I keep hoping one of these days to be able to buy an older Corvette. And you find one like yours.
You can't get in and out of it, Mars. I can, but you can't.
But to find one like yours that's got low miles, that somebody else has owned, you don't know anything about it. Well, then you start thinking about hoses, harmonic balancers,
Belts.
This is a 25, 28-year-old car, depending on what year you get.
Yep.
And if it's only got 30,000 miles on it, then I mean, there's a lot of things that can just basically dry rot.
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
Sitting, yeah.
And so that's kind of where I've been kind of struggling, which I can't afford one yet, but I'm looking and I'm kind of like, well, dang, gum, you want to go that far back? But I want to be able to drive it.
Maybe.
And I don't like the new ones.
You should go in the opposite direction, start collecting the parts, and then find the car.
Oh, God.
Neederville. Yeah.
Neederville, that's right. Hey, you boys got any Corvette? What?
Hey,
Corvette parts over here? What's a Corvette? Here's a 1991 Chevrolet Astro van.
I drove one from Houston to Florida on vacation years and years ago. It was a cool experience.
You know who used to have one? They just sold it recently. Bill and Sharon Seitz.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Mr. Corvette, Mr. Bill Seitz.
I didn't know
They
that.
had
I
an
would have been interested.
a Chevy Astro van. When he told me he sold it, I thought, you've got to be kidding me.
I would imagine he had it in good shape. I would imagine it would be in pristine shape.
Well, I don't know. It's old.
Well, still, seriously.
I had
Took
an
the family
Astra
out
van.
there. It was a great trip.
And then and I got rid of that. I got a GMC Safari van, which was just the GMC version of it.
Yeah,
Drove both of them.
yeah.
Loved
I
it.
like
I
it,
can
yeah.
see that. I can see
Yeah.
you driving the wheels off of it.
Yeah, yeah.
You probably drove it all the way to the cord shows through. The steel belts.
And
are-
then some.
So the GMC, it was in between wives, I'll put it that way, and somebody set me up with a female lawyer, for a date. And I went to pick her up in that thing.
Oh, my.
That was the end of that.
yeah, I was going to say.
She said, no.
I'm not going to
And it
go
was one of those
with you
conversions,
in
you know,
one of
it had all
those
the-
shaggin' wagons.
There you
No,
go. Her expectations
you
were-
nasty man.
Her expectations were different than yours.
No, they want the expectations because there was no expectation. Not with Mars. He probably had things in the back of it like
Shovel,
Wheelbarrow.
lime, rope, duct tape.
No, it was a conversion van. Had the bed and the
and the carpet on the walls. Oh, my God.
Don't get me
Custom
started.
paint. Oh man, it was cool.
Well, how much do you think a 91 Astro van?
Priceless.
These days,
$9 grand.
It looks like it's a conversion.
$9 grand.
$9 grand. Mars?
I would go more like 6.
How about $11,550?
I'm taking that one.
Well,
I got one.
Here's one for you that I guess I've kind of heard about this, but I'm not too sure. A 2015 Backdraft Racing Cobra.
What the hell?
Backdraft, I guess, was the name of the company that built the body, I guess. I don't know. It's one of those kit cars.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like a Cobra kit car.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I assume.
Well,
It
I'm
says-
thinking Mustangs and
No, Backdraft Racing Cobra.
Doesn't that have to do with the motor configure backdraft for the with carburetors?
I don't know.
I think
Yeah,
that was.
this-
I think there was a fire movie or something about backdraft. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
All right. So how much do you
41.
think? 41.
I would say 36.
$63,000.
Oh, must be really nice.
I guess. They interest me, but why would you want to have a go-kart with a V8 engine in it?
Well, you have one.
No, not like that.
No,
not an
not like that.
open-top Cobra.
Well, you talked about getting
It's
in
a
and out
race
of it.
car for the street.
Right. But when I went with him to Jackie's,
Wait a minute.
he had to push me out of the car. I couldn't get it.
So that one though, but that's not a street car though, is it?
Yeah. Street car.
That one?
Yeah. Yeah, it's street legal.
Okay.
I don't think Hemmings would sell something, but it'd have to have some kind of
I don't
disclaimer.
know. I mean,
They have a disclaimer on it, the race car or whatever.
Yeah.
I know it would be. No. I think that it's street legal.
Heisman said
That was fun.
15,000 on the van.
How'd you do at home? Anybody get
What
him
did
at
he
home?
say? What did he say?
Heisman said 15,000 on the Astro van.
Well, he was close.
close.
Closer than I was.
You know why?
Well, he was over.
Because he probably has one. I don't know. No, I take that back. Well, at least the one that I saw him driving was not an Astro van.
And it was white and it was down by the river.
It wasn't a van. No, he had, I don't know what it was, a Kia or something.
Cool.
All right. Time
we
to
at?
take a quick break. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Hey, if you download our app to your phone, you'll have access to In Wheel Time Car Talk 24/7. And who doesn't want that? Just look for the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show in the App Store. Check us out also on the Odyssey radio app, where you can stream us in your car. Podcasts are available from your favorite podcast provider. We also video stream our weekly show on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com, 10 to noon Central Time every Saturday morning. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show.
You can also find our podcast on Sirius XM now. Sirius XM podcast. You can find us.
Are we paying for that?
Does it matter?
We'll talk about
Yeah.
that later.
No.
Because we're giving iHeart a run for his money. There you go.
We'll continue it. While the commercial's playing, we'll have a fight in the studio.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. The rescheduled Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social is happening Saturday, January 11th, and you're invited. Bring your car, truck, or SUV, meet other enthusiasts, and find out what it'll take to get your car looking show-worthy again. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your one-stop shop for paint detailing, coatings, window tint, clear bras, camera installs, and wheel repair. The Car Social is your opportunity to get a tour of this state-of-the-art facility located at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Join the Car Social Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon. Talk to other owners and see how good your car can look on the upcoming Hot Rod Tour of Texas. Put it on your calendar, the Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social, Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The N-Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. We hope to see you then.
I told you you'd catch us fighting in the studio. We're not fighting. Now they're over there hollering at me. I got a headset on, trying to pay attention to this and do this and do that and do this. And I just can't keep it all straight. I'm wore out. You boys have worn me
I'm
out
just plumb
today.
worn out.
Plumb worn out.
Ooh-wee.
Welcome back to the N-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Time now for the Cruise In and Events calendars.
Yeah, and again, it's been very popular demand. Everybody's been asking about it. Join us at the Car Social. Open Car Show on Saturday, January 11th, which is next Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon at the Gulf Coast Auto Shield in Houston. Experience live on-site broadcasting by us. And then you can actually find out more at the gcautoshield.com for more information. It's at 12206 Lancelot Drive, January 11th from 9 to noon. Yeah, that's what it says, Lancelot Drive. That's what's been posted for it.
What?
Yeah.
Lancelot Drive.
That's what they're
It's
calling
on
it.
the damn tollway.
I know, but the street there is called Lancelot Drive. Pay attention.
There's no
You tell
street
you to pay
there.
attention. There's a road back there. Nevertheless, that's what it says. Classic Cars and Truck Show. All classic cars and trucks are welcome. Bring classics together. It's at Sylvan Beach Park in LaPorte, January 11th from 8 to
Is
noon.
it on Lancelot Drive,
No,
too?
it's on LaPorte. It's in LaPorte. It's on Sylvan Beach. Lancelot's over at the Car Social. And then Sunday, January 12th, Octane and Espresso Speed Advocates will be hosting the second annual event of the month. It's at the Black Rifle Coffee
Wait a
Company
minute,
and
the
Coffee.
second
annual Sunday of every month, it says. Figure that out. They
second
typoed it.
okay.
Black Rifle Coffee Company, 7086 Highway 6 North, January 12th from 8 to 10. It's a short one, so no burnouts, no live music, no excessive engine noises. Just behave yourselves. Good go.
Yeah. Just lay down and die and bring your car before you do it.
But it's a second annual event every second week. Whatever. That's what it says.
All right.
You know what an EV car show sounds like?
Yeah,
Nothing.
I do. Let's hear it.
There it is.
Mike made it funny.
Federal Trade Commission and the Maryland Attorney General's Office have sued Lindsay Automotive Group and some of its leadership individually, accusing the Washington, D.C. area group of failing to honor advertised prices and deceptive finance and insurance behavior. The two agencies wrote in a late December U.S. Eastern District of Maryland complaint the group overcharged consumers by millions of dollars with misleading online prices, false claims of additional charges if customers failed to finance through the group, and F&I products snuck into deals or misrepresented as mandatory.
Wow.
Guess what? You're going to jail, you're going to jail, you're going to jail. You can't do that.
No, you can't. But I'm kind of curious how
Somebody
they figured
did.
all that out
Yeah.
after the fact.
Well, I
got
got
mad
a
at
feeling that the feds
Yeah.
feds are going to be owning that dealership here before too long.
Somebody didn't like what something was going on, and I'm going to squeal.
I didn't get my cut.
Yeah, it was.
Tesla Cybertruck exploded in flames. It was, Trump International Hotel, but it wasn't the truck. It was the guy that put all of the explosives in the back, explosives meaning camp fuel, gasoline, and then he killed himself about the same time that it blew up. That is a bizarre thing. And I have to tell you that I think that both of those incidences, the one in New Orleans and then this thing here, are just coincidence. They're not related.
I like some of the reporting on the Las Vegas, though, where it said that he was a Green Beret, very qualified, knows how to do all that stuff. So he killed himself first, and then he set off the bomb.
Okay.
I have no comment. It's
I don't know.
Weird, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very strange thing. Tesla reported record global vehicle deliveries in the fourth quarter, thanks to cut rate financing deals and other perks, but the automaker came up short for full year 2024, marking its first ever annual sales decline amid stiffening electric vehicle competition. Not because the cars are bad. Fourth quarter sales rose 2.3% to 495,570. That's just in the quarter. That's 500,000 vehicles in the last quarter. But the full year tally of 1.79 million was 1.1% short of a record high 1.81 million vehicles in 2023. So everybody now is making an EV, so they've got competition. And remember, when they started, there wasn't any competition. And they'll sell them forever and ever. They're doing just fine. Thank you for asking.
You bet.
Here we go again with Carvana. Hindenburg Research. Don't read too much.
Boy.
Don't read too much into that. But Hindenburg Research, a short-selling firm known for exposing financial irregularities in automotive startups, Nikola and Lordstown Motors, took a short position on used vehicle retailer Carvana and called the company's accounting and underwriting practices into question in an extensive report published January 2nd. Carvana shares fell 3.1% to $197 in afternoon trading. In its report, Hindenburg, a forensic financial research firm, alleged Carvana made $800 million in loan sales to a suspected, undisclosed, related party, and that accounting manipulation and lax underwriting have fueled temporary reported income growth of the company. Hindenburg analyzes equity, credit, and derivatives and finds what it alleges are corporate wrongdoing and places bets against the companies. It was founded in 2017 by Nathan Anderson. Hello?
Yeah, another one.
Let's see. I have to look at the clock here. Okay. Mazda Motor wrapping up a banner year in an overall sluggish auto market for them, and its
Really?
U.S. sales chief expects the momentum to extend into 2025, even without a fully electric vehicle in its lineup. Buoyed by demand for its gas-powered crossovers, Japanese company is on track to deliver more than 420,000 vehicles in the U.S. in 2024, a 16% rise, according to the president of Mazda North America, breaking a record set in 1986. It aims to sell 450,000 vehicles in 2025. And poor Stellantis, the troubles continue.
Oh, poor
They
Stellantis.
agreed to pay $4.2 million to resolve a California investigation into excess emissions. The California Air Resources Board, CARB, said on December 23rd the vehicles covered by the settlement for violation of air quality regulations include 2014 through 2016 Ram ProMaster, 1,500, 2,500, and 3,500 vehicles equipped with the 3.0-liter diesel engine. The state said the vehicles had an unapproved device that circumvented emissions control and resulted in nearly 55 tons of excess oxides of nitrogen being released into the air. Stellantis in 2022 paid $5.6 million into California for similar allegations involving gasoline-powered vehicles.
Volkswagen went through a EPA thing like that years ago.
We're going to continue.
Diesel.
We're going to wrap up
Diesel,
today's
yeah.
show right after this.
Pro-Am Auto Accessories has been serving Houston's auto enthusiasts since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am is known as the place to go to find exclusive and hard-to-find parts and accessories. Pro-Am is one of the very first distributors in the USA for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier retail and service corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse, showroom, and installation bays. Pro-Am not only sells parts and accessories, but also offers installation and service. Pro-Am is now reaching a worldwide audience through Pro-Am.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. At Pro-Am Auto, you'll be dealing with a small group of professionals who truly want to help you with your automotive needs. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755.
From the open roads to the open waters, your adventure starts at the Houston Automotive Show at NRG Center. One ticket, two shows. Check out top cars, trucks, sport boats, fishing boats, and more. New designs, new technology, and everything in between. Spectacular experiences, amazing fun. There's something for everyone. Get your friends, get your family, and get your ticket now. The Houston Automotive Show, making waves and fueling adventures.
Well, you know what that sound means. That's all for this week's In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Be sure and check us out online at inwheeltime.com. We like car pics, so send us some of your car, even if it's just a daily driver, we don't care. Send us the description, any additional info you want, include it, and we'll feature it on a future show. Hey, when you're looking for award-winning car talk, you can find the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show 24/7 on the In Wheel Time app. Download it today if you haven't already. Grab a podcast anytime from your favorite podcast provider, including SiriusXM.
Yes.
You said it. I just
Yeah.
Said it.
All right.
Sounds better when
You
you
said it.
Yeah, sounds better.
Another fight.
That's it. You can also find us on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. The InWheel Time video technical director is we always need more Jazzy Jeff Zekin. For booking agent, video editor, and people finder, Mike Out of This World Mars, who did a stupendous job today and worked so hard on our two guests. And chief engineer David Ainsley, I'm Don Armstrong.
Pushing the right buttons.
We hope you'll join us next week for our next live show coming to you from Gulf Coast Auto Shield's Car Social, 10 to noon Central Time on all of our In Wheel Time